Assalamu alaikum class. We started today's lesson with the name of Allah, the most merciful and the most beneficent. Class, our today's talk of the day is you have two hands. One to help yourself, the second to help others. This quote signifies the importance of being helpful towards others. It is our moral and religious obligation to help those who are in need. So we can conclude that the purpose of our existence is to be of help to others. So, class 8, by the end of today's lesson, we'll be able to state the main characters of the story, summarize the story, and highlight the difficulties faced by people with disabilities. So, students, the word of advice here for you is to find a quiet corner so you can fully absorb everything that is being discussed in the lesson. So, class 8, now it is time to look into the details and explanation of the story, The Silver Lining. Now, class, let's learn something about the lesson. The Silver Lining is a story about a disabled child named Maheen and her sad parents. A guest who arrives at their guest house brings a ray of hope in the life of the child. The title of the lesson has been taken from the proverb, which is every cloud has a silver lining, and this proverb means that one should never feel hopeless in any situation because difficult times always lead to better days, which we've already discussed in our previous lessons, and one needs to be optimistic at all times. Now let's have a look at the main characters of the story. The story revolves around the five main characters of the story, which are the narrator, Mr. Nadeem, the hostess, Mrs. Ahad, who was a landlady also of the guest house, Mr. Ahad, the host, who was the landlord of the guest house, Maheen, who was the daughter of the hosts, who was deaf and dumb, and then the young visitor who arrived at the guest house, Mr. David. So, as discussed, the silver lining describes the story of a handicapped child and the parents' unhappy moments, until a guest who is similarly handicapped brings a ray of hope in their child's life. The author's views about judging a man's outward appearance is that a happy man who puts on an appearance of happiness may be crushed deeply within, while a silly looking person may be truly happy. Now, in the very first scene, the narrator, Mr. Nadeem, recollects a description given by his friend about the resort he was staying in. This resort had all the facilities that other boarding houses advertise but generally lack. The guest house was centrally situated. It was close to the post office, the bus stand, the market, and was yet away from the common din, that is, the noise and the hustle bustle of daily life. In the beginning of the story, when the narrator Mr. Nadeem arrives at the guest house, he meets the hostess Mrs. Ahad and her family. He described her as a charming hostess. Her husband was a huge swarthy man, that is, he was dark complexioned, with large bony limbs. The visitor Mr. Nadeem couldn't help noticing their little girl smiling while chatting with Mr. and Mrs. Ahad. He called the girl sweetly, but the girl didn't respond. He beckoned her to come to him, that is, he signaled her to come towards him again, but she ran away and he saw tears in her eyes. The Ahads then told him that their daughter Maheen was deaf and dumb. Upon realizing the pain the child and the parents had to go over and over because of the questions put by the visitors, Mr. Nadeem gave the Ahads an idea to save the girl from repeated humiliation. They decided to have bits of paper typed and to hand over one of those chits duly sealed in a cover to every new visitor as soon as he entered the guest house. The text said, "Our daughter is deaf and dumb. You may hurt her by trying to be friendly too soon, as she can neither understand your words nor reply to your kind words. You are requested to please give her time to approach you and make your acquaintance. Thank you." Now, this ruse or trick worked temporarily, but beyond their expectations. One day there was an unexpected visitor. He was barely 25, clad in means dressed in an ill-fitting tweed suit with drooping shoulders and wide trouser bottoms. Because of his long journey, he looked untidy and unkempt. The man read the chit in the seal envelope. Mrs. Ahad asked whether Mr. David had a good journey. The young man smiled and nodded, as if to say neither very pleasant nor very unpleasant. The young man saw Maheen playing in the courtyard. He ran towards her and started playing with her. This behavior from the guest made the landlady, Mrs. Ahad, upset. Later, the parents were amazed to see their daughter laughing, making animal like shrills. Mrs. Ahad said, "Our daughter has not laughed like this for years." The Ahads and the narrator, Mr. Nadeem, watched Mr. David and Maheen walking towards them hand in hand. They then realized that Mr. David too was deaf and dumb like Maheen. This fact justified Mr. David's strange and awkward behavior. And upon this realization, Mr. and Mrs. Ahad made profuse apologies to Mr. David for not realizing earlier that he was deaf and dumb. Mr. David then told the Ahads that he had been educated in an institution abroad, that he himself was planning to start a school for the deaf and dumb in Pakistan, and he offered to accept Maheen as his first pupil. He also shared some plans for the betterment of Maheen. He also ensured the parents that the girl would be able to lead a normal life, like the ones who have the powers of hearing and speech. Mr. David's plans for Maheen made Mrs. Ahad extremely happy. She laughed like a carefree girl and gave the guests an extra helping of jam, butter, and honey at the table. Extra helping means an extra serving of any kind of food. And Mrs. Ahad looked like the happiest woman in the world. She was happy to know that her little girl would be able to lead a normal life like all the other people. Now, Class 8, let's quickly go through all the main points of the story, page by page. So, our story begins with the author's idea that it is not possible to assess, determine, or judge the range of emotions of a person, which means one cannot judge someone by their mere physical appearance. He believes whatever pleasant moments we get in our dull life should be given proper weightage. Then we learn that the narrator had a good experience staying at a guest house which had all the facilities required for good life. There were 3 persons living there: mother, father, and their daughter. The narrator was greatly attracted towards the little pretty girl. The hostess, Mrs. Ahad, was an amiable and friendly woman. Her husband, Mr. Ahad, was a huge, swarthy man. He was very well mannered as well. The landlord was Mr. Ahad, and the landlady of the guest house was Mrs. Ahad. Mrs. Ahad used to take care of the guests and their luggage. Because of the good behavior, the narrator felt at home there. Now let's discuss the main points on page number 22 of the story. The narrator noticed a slightly built girl hiding behind the settee. The girl was about 8 years old and was sweet and charming like her mother. Mr. Nadeem noticed the girl staring at him. He couldn't stop smiling and called the girl towards him. He also asked the girl her name, but the girl shook her head and did not go to the narrator, neither did she respond. Upon being called up again by the narrator, the girl blushed, shook her head one more time, and ran out of the room with tears in her eyes. This caused an uncomfortable silence in the room. Mr. Ahad then explained to Mr. Nadeem that their daughter is deaf and dumb and therefore could not respond to his kind words. Mr. Nadeem felt sorry for his quickness in becoming friendly with the girl. The narrator also realized that the poor parents and the child had to go through this painful situation every now and then, as every day a few guests left and new ones arrived. The narrator also realized that every new visitor was fascinated by the little girl's beauty and wanted to talk to her. This caused the girl and the parents great pain, as the girl could not communicate with them. The visitors were all very curious and wanted to find out more about how Maheen became deaf and dumb. To save the girl and the parents from this repeated embarrassment, Mr. Nadeem suggested them an idea. The ruse or the trick was to provide a chit with all the information about Maheen on it, so people would stop asking them questions and will also give Maheen time to become friendly with them. Although the parents agreed to try the idea, but with some trepidation, which means that they were worried about whether the plan would work and were concerned that if it did not work, it might cause Maheen further pain. The plan worked fine until a young man, Mr. David, came to the guest house. He was young, about 25 years old, and appeared quite untidy because of the long journey. The young visitor, Mr. David, had a cheerful face and eyes full of life and energy. The young man seemed not to reply any of the Ahad's questions, rather nodded or smiled in response. Mr. David made the necessary entries about himself in the guest house register. Then he found the envelope with his name on it, and after reading the chit, he looked around in surprise. Meanwhile, Mrs. Ahad inquired about his journey and if he would like to take a cup of tea or hot bath first. The young man appeared least interested in the inquiries. The Ahads thought of the young man as rude, as he wasn't responding to them properly. Then suddenly, upon spotting Maheen playing in the courtyard, he ran towards her. This made the parents upset, and they felt that Mr. David should not have ignored the request like that. The Ahads and Mr. Nadeem followed him out to the veranda, worrying about Maheen going through the same humiliation again. But to their surprise, they heard Maheen laughing very loudly. The parents were surprised and confused to see their daughter laugh like that. Mr. David and Maheen seemed to have become good friends in no time. The Ahads and the narrator, Mr. Nadeem, finally realized that Mr. David was deaf and dumb too. Now things became clear to them. His behavior, his strange silences, and his sudden and quick approach towards the girl upon reading the note. The Ahads were embarrassed and apologized to Mr. Nadeem for not realizing earlier that he was deaf and dumb. Mr. David communicated easily as he could read Mr. and Mrs. Ahad's lips. He told them he is there to open a school for deaf and dumb and will take Maheen as his first student. Mr. David's plans for Maheen's betterment made Mrs. Ahad extremely happy. Now, Class 8, it is time to quickly review and recap what we've learned in this lesson today. So today, class, we learned that the proverb "every cloud has a silver lining" means that every bad situation has some good aspect to it, and that it is used to encourage a person who is overcome by some difficulty and is unable to see any positive way forward. It promotes optimism and a positive perspective towards life. Then class 8, we learned about the setting of the story. That was the Ahad's guest house, which was one of the hill resorts. Now, those of you who do not know what setting is, so setting is the time and geographic location within a narrative, either non-fiction or fiction. Then at the very beginning, we learned about the author's view, where he finds it difficult to assess the range and quality of human emotions. On the outside, a person may look happy, but on the inside he might have been grieving over a terrible fate from the past. Whereas a being who looks dull and boring in appearance may be the happiest person on earth. So in the story The Silver Lining, the author recalls staying at a guest house which was recommended by his friend, where he was served excellent cuisine and met a wonderful family. That became the center of his attraction because of their kind and wonderful nature. Very soon, the author became good friends with the family and felt that he had known them for years. Now let's quickly review what we've learned about the characters of the story. The first one was Mrs. Ahad, who was a charming woman, had a very pleasant face, and was full of kindness and courtesy. She was also the landlady of the guest house. Then we had Mr. Ahad, who was the landlord of the guest house. He was a very responsible and respectable gentleman. He was extremely well-mannered too. He was swarthy with bony limbs, and he was the one who revealed to the narrator, Mr. Nadeem, that their daughter was deaf and dumb. Then we have Maheen, a slightly built young girl who was unfortunately deaf and dumb. She was sweet and charming just like her mother, Mrs. Ahad. She was very shy upon seeing the narrator and ran away with tears in her eyes when she was asked her name, as she could not respond to Mr. Nadeem's inquiries. Then comes along our silver lining, Mr. David, who is one of the main characters of the story. He was optimistic, though he went through the same phase as of Maheen's and endured hardships for a longer time. He was friendly and caring as well. And finally, to summarize it all, we can say that the silver lining describes the story of a handicapped child and the parents' unhappy moments until a guest who is similarly handicapped brings a ray of hope into their child's life. So, conclusively, we learned that life of handicapped people is not very easy, not just because of the disability that they have, but because of the people who surround them. People who invade their personal space and who show unnecessary sympathy towards them. Such kind of behavior causes anguish and humiliation for the people with disabilities. The handicapped or disabled people deserve to be treated equally and should be provided with opportunities which help them lead a normal life. And finally, no matter how bad a situation life puts you in, always have faith in the supreme power that things will turn out fine by the end of the day, as every cloud has a silver lining. And now, class 8, the homework for you today is to go through all the questions of the comprehension exercise of the story The Silver Lining and try and figure out the answers from within the story. I hope, students, that you find this lesson helpful and of use. So that's all for today. Till the next time, take care and Allah Hafiz.